Hey Jacob.
Hey Paige, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Uh, Work has been crazy.
Can imagine. Yeah, from what you've told me in the past, it does sound like a lot.
Yeah, this month's crunch time. Our sales kickoff is beginning of February, so
Yeah. Well, God bless it for you and give you grace.
thanks. Yeah, I got a surprise PowerPoint deck this week to build. So
You got a what?
a surprise PowerPoint deck this week to build. So they're just like, "Hey, we need you
Oh,
to create this." I'm like, "All right."
goodness. But yeah, I hear you on work being crazy. I feel like I've been working all day, every day.
Nice. You're getting a lot of hits now that it's a new year.
Yeah, I am. So it's been keeping me busy.
Nice.
So yeah. But yeah, let me go ahead and prepare the live and we'll get started. I'm happy to have you on, by the way. So thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, everybody, we are live in Facebook. Just give me a moment while some more people join, and I have to mute Facebook real quick so it doesn't hear me talking twice in a row, just like that. Okay, there we go. So that should be fixed. So yeah, if you are joining on Facebook Live, if you have any questions or comments, type it in the comments section and I will get to it. But today we are talking about fixing your metabolism and helping you to break past your weight loss plateaus. Before I cover that real quick, I wanted to give an announcement on I am giving away 100% free customized coaching. So I'm going to show you that real quick. Won't take up much time. So, whoops. Okay, so giving away custom coaching 100% for free. And the first place winner wins 3 months of free customized one-on-one coaching. And I'm selecting 5 people to win second place prizes, which includes the custom one-on-one coaching. So if you want to go ahead and apply, just comment in this video that you want to apply, and then I will message you if you do that. And yeah, we will be announcing the winner on Monday, January 30th. So you only have 5 days to apply. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get to the topic at hand, fixing your metabolism and breaking past weight loss plateaus. Okay, so what causes a weight loss plateau in the first place? A simplified answer would be your metabolism has slowed down. And so like, but how does your metabolism slow down? And is that actually a thing? So yes, your metabolism slowing down is actually a thing, but the good news is we can actually work to restore your metabolism again, speed it up so that you break past your weight loss plateaus and are able to eat more food while still being able to lose weight. So here are some signs that you do have a slowed down metabolism. One big key sign that your metabolism has slowed down is you have an inability to lose weight despite eating less food or calories than you previously were. Um, so to give you an example of like me in the past, like I had been eating at like basically the amount of calories that my body could maintain at the time. So let's say my body could maintain my weight at 2,000 calories. There was a point when I basically had to slow down metabolism, even though I brought my food down to like 1,750 calories or 1,500 calories. There was a time when like my weight would not budge. So I was clearly eating less food. No, I did not reduce my activity levels. Um, And so that can be a clear indication that you have a slowed down metabolism. You're eating less food, but you have an inability to lose weight. Some other key common symptoms that you can have is extreme cravings. You have desires to binge eat. You have an inability to stick to a balanced diet. Now, when I say balanced diet, that means you're not, starving yourself. You're not, only eating one meal a day. Like, it's a balanced diet, but you just have this inability to stick to it due to possibly extreme cravings. Some other symptoms of a slowed down metabolism is you have cold hands and feet. Your sleep quality is really poor. You have fatigue on a regular basis, low energy, irritability, you have mood swings, like you might have some days where you feel okay or you feel great, and then just without being able to explain it, you just have these moments of extreme irritability. Another symptom is you're constantly thinking about food. You have both low and extreme appetite. So yes, if you have a slowed metabolism, you can have extreme appetite and urges to binge, but you can also have zero appetite, and that can be a sign that you have a slowed down metabolism. I have one such client who experienced that in the past. If she joins the call, then and is okay with me talking about that, then we can do that. And then another sign is you have poor digestion, like constipation and bloating. And how I like to describe it is you feel like you're doing everything right. You're eating clean, you're eating less food, but your weight won't budge. Those are some really key signs that your metabolism has slowed down. So, the logical answer is what causes a slowed down metabolism? Well, one thing is it could be you have been dieting for way too long. So depending on your starting point, like how much weight you have to lose in the first place, how healthy your metabolism is in the first place, you should never diet for more than 12 to 16 weeks at a time, maybe 20 weeks if you are very obese. But even through that diet of dieting for say 12 to 20 weeks, you should still be having regular diet breaks to help keep your metabolism from slowing down too much. That is a topic for another day. But the key point is you should never diet for more than 12 to 20 weeks at a time, depending on your starting point. Another thing that causes your metabolism to slow down is spending most of your year dieting. I know there are a lot of people out there, and I was in this position in the past before, where most of my adult life, I dieted in some form or another. And this was before I became formally educated. But yeah, I was always trying to lose, I just need to lose 5 pounds, and I'll feel good, or I'll like the way my body looks. But because I was dieting for so long, most months out of the year, I was dieting, that my body basically was resistant to losing fat. And there are a lot of you out there who are also in the same cycle of dieting, just chronically dieting. Yo-yo dieting is included in this. Another thing that can slow down your metabolism is dieting too severely. So what does that mean? That means that when you do decide to diet, even if you are coming from a place where your metabolism is healthy, let's say you start a diet and you're I'm going to just diet really severely, eat very little food. Let's say, I'm only going to eat 1,200 calories a day. That is a recipe for slowing down your metabolism significantly and very quickly. Yes, you may lose weight pretty quickly initially, maybe the first week or two, maybe even 3 weeks, again, depending on how healthy your metabolism was before you started this severe diet. But very quickly, you're going to reach a plateau to where you can't lose weight anymore, or it significantly stalls, and you basically end up having to lower your calories even more to see your weight budge. And so you do not want to diet too severely. There was, I don't know this, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know this study super, super well. But I can probably find it if I look for it. So there was a study that showed that the maximal amount of fat that you can mobilize in one day, it's partly calculated on how much fat mass you have to begin with, but on average, for the average person, it equates to about 600 calories a day of fat. So that means you should never decrease your calories by more than 600 calories below your maintenance. So if your maintenance calories are 2,000 calories, meaning you can maintain your current body weight eating 2,000 calories a day, you would never want to reduce more than 600 calories away from that. So that would be 1,400 calories. So, and another thing that can cause your metabolism to slow down is not restoring your metabolism after dieting. So this is something that I teach my clients, and I teach people who hop on calls with me that even if you do a diet perfectly healthily, let's say you have a great metabolism and you start a diet, you lose the weight you wanted to lose, and then you go back to eating your normal food, even if you did that diet perfectly healthily, it wasn't too severe, you didn't reduce your calories by too much, you weren't dieting for more than 16 weeks at a time, there's still going to be a small degree of metabolic adaptation, meaning your metabolism has slowed down. So it's always important that after you come out of a diet, you do work to restore your metabolism again, either back to the speed that it used to be before you started your diet, or even going above that to making your metabolism even faster. So those are some of the key things that can cause a slow down metabolism. I would also note, here's a little extra one. So something else that can slow down your metabolism is not getting enough micronutrients. So I'm sure, as you've heard from like a lot of like modern fitness coaches, they say like when it comes to weight loss, the only thing that matters is calories in versus calories out. Yeah, in essence, that is true, but it's very misleading. And the reason why is so, let's see, I'm trying to think of a relevant example. Okay, so back last year, I had worked on my metabolism to speed it back up. Long story short, I had worked with some coaches in the past, 3 different coaches, and all 3 of them basically ended up wrecking my metabolism because they basically didn't take in consideration my history of long-term dieting. And so I was already dealing with a slowed down metabolism, and I told them that I wanted to lose some weight. And so they were like, okay, she wants to lose weight, let's put her in a deficit. Let's have her eat less and less food. So long story short, that ended up messing up my metabolism even more. So after I, got rid of all of those coaches, I ended up working on my metabolism myself, and restoring my metabolism for about like, I want to say like maybe 14 to 18 months. So that's a pretty long time. By the way, you don't have to restore your metabolism that long. I just personally decided to do that. And so I was like, okay, like I can eat more food now. I'm feeling so much better. And I was like, okay, like I want to start a diet again to go ahead and, lose some lose some fat that I had always wanted to lose. And even though, so you should keep in mind, I'm meticulous about counting calories. So there was no inaccuracy from counting calories, in my reverse diet to counting calories in my deficit. So I was clearly eating less food, 250 to 500 calories, which if you're eating 500 calories less, you should be able to lose about 1 pound a week. So even though I was eating less food, my weight was not budging. I did not change my activity levels. I was still lifting frequently. I was still going on my regular walks, but my weight wouldn't budge. And I ended up doing an HTMA, a hair tissue mineral analysis test. And when I got the results back, it said that basically all of my minerals were severely depleted. Now I do want to keep this part short. That's a little bit complex in the sense of why they were depleted for me. But I was in this unique situation where I had basically had I have a very fast metabolism, but because I had been like so stressed for so long that my body just like burned through all of my minerals. And so I decided to take a course on minerals and like the importance of all your minerals and how to restore your minerals. And so once I got educated on that, I started to restore my minerals. And once I started restoring my minerals, that is when my weight started to drop. So yes, if you want to be super simplistic, you could say, you know, when it comes to weight loss, it's calories in versus calories out. How many calories you're eating versus how many calories you're burning. But that concept, when people say that, it's extremely misleading and it's not the big picture. For example, you need minerals in order to create hormones in your body, including insulin, including to support your thyroid, your adrenal glands. And so if those are not supported, even though you are eating less food, you know, if you're in a severe state like that, you're not going to lose fat. So I know that was a little bit long, but let's get into how to fix your metabolism. So this ties into what I was talking about with minerals. You need to prioritize nutritious foods over junk food. And the reason why, so let's let Claiborne in. So the reason why is this boils down to micronutrients. Nutritious food, whole foods, is going to have so many more micronutrients like vitamins and minerals than junk food has. In fact, there was a study that compared two different groups of people. One group ate only whole foods, the other group ate only junk food. And in both groups, they ate the exact same amount of calories and the exact same macros, meaning protein, carbs, and fat ratios. And at the end of the study, they found that the group who ate whole foods burned more calories than the group who ate junk food because their metabolism was faster because of the quality of food that they were getting. And they ended up losing some more, if I'm remembering correctly, they either lost more weight than the junk foods group, or they maintained their weight better. If it was I don't remember if it was diet calories or maintenance calories. So, and again, that boils down to your body. Sometimes your metabolism can be slowed down if you're not supporting it with minerals and micronutrients. So that's the first step in restoring your metabolism, is prioritize whole foods over junk foods. That doesn't mean you can't have, junk foods ever. In fact, in my coaching program, Physique by Strength, we emphasize balance over everything, because when it comes to reaching your goals and keeping your goals for life, it has to be sustainable. So the main point is, predominantly eat whole foods, for the sake of balance and long-term sustainability. You can have like junk foods, here and there as well. And so when you provide your body with the micronutrients that it needs, your body is able to create the hormones that it needs to support your thyroid, your adrenals, your pancreas, your liver, and all of those are really impactful for how fast your metabolism is. And then the second thing for fixing your metabolism is, if you're dieting right now, stop dieting right now. If you experience most of those symptoms that I've talked about, or even just the one where you just had this inability to lose weight, even though you feel like you've been doing everything right, stop dieting right now and start reverse dieting. Cool. So before I get into how to reverse diet, does anybody have any questions on any of that?
I don't have any questions, but I have a comment where you're describing about like cold hands, cold feet, and all that stuff, and like feeling either not hungry or all hungry. And I'm like, I have all of that. Like my hands are really cold right now.
Yeah. So you just want me to break that down?
Yeah, yeah.
Or wait, were you commenting or you wanted me to like clarify
Oh,
that?
oh, oh, I was commenting. My
Oh
bad.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, those are all big key signs. Right before I did my HTMA, the hair tissue mineral analysis, like I didn't have the extreme cravings anymore because I had been restoring my metabolism, but I still had the cold feet.
Mhm.
And basically, so in the HTMA, it showed that my thyroid was depleted and my adrenals are depleted. Even though, so I had recently done blood work, and my blood work for my thyroid was all good. Like all my hormones were good, but
Yeah,
from a mineral status, it was very, very depleted. And so, like having cold hands and feet, that can be a key sign that your metabolism is downregulated, likely due to being depleted in some form or another.
I
Cool.
gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, like, man, when I learned that, I was like, this explains everything. Like, I was fascinated and like relieved at the same time because I was like, dang, like I'm doing everything right by the book, but like the scale's not budging. And once I found that out about minerals, man, it was just so eye-opening and like it was a relief. Okay, so let's get back to the training. Okay, so how do you reverse diet to repair your metabolism? Sorry guys, let me put my phone on silent. So if you're coming out of a diet, whether it was a severe diet or you've been chronically dieting, then the first step that you want to take is immediately go back to your maintenance calories. If you've been dieting for a long time, you are going to have to kind of guess and play with what your new maintenance calories are, because remember, when you diet too severely or diet for too long, it's going to slow down your metabolism. But in general, that could be anywhere from like typically 200 to 600 calories more than what you are currently eating in your diet. And how you're going to know if you raise your calories to the right level is your weight has steadied off. Like you're not really losing weight anymore, you're not really gaining weight anymore. And you want to judge this based off of not how much your weight changes on the scale from a day-to-day basis, but you want to take your weekly average. So you should be tracking your weight every day. And then for that whole week, all those 7 days, you want to average out all of those numbers. And if your weekly average from week to week has leveled out, then that's your maintenance calories. And so once you figure that out, once your weight has leveled out, from there you want to allow your body to adjust to those maintenance calories, because remember, you've either been dieting for way too long or way too severely. So your body needs time to reacclimate to these maintenance calories. So this again is going to depend on how long you were dieting, how severely, but in general, this could be 10 to 14 days. If you've been dieting for years and years, then you might want to take that a little bit longer. Again, if you're trying to minimize fat gain as much as possible. So I should clarify that. So reverse dieting is repairing your metabolism. It is speeding your metabolism back up so that you can eat more food and maintain your weight. And a lot of times what ends up happening, and I have had many clients who this has happened to, when I put them through a reverse diet, they're able to eat more food and they actually lose weight. Or in a lot of times what happens is they maintain their weight, but you can noticeably tell that they're getting leaner. You see more muscle definition, less puffiness. And in some cases, they gain a little bit of weight, but again, they look so much leaner. So a reverse diet is speeding up your metabolism so that you can eat more food without gaining fat, or minimizing fat, in some situations actually losing fat in that process while eating more food. So it's really, really cool. So once you find your maintenance, you want to let that settle for about 10 to 14 days, or until your weight stabilizes. So whenever you increase your calories to maintenance calories, there might be a little bit of weight gain on the scale, meaning your weight might go up a little bit, but that does not mean fat gain. That more than likely, that's your body is holding onto some more water and glycogen. So when you deplete yourself of calories, your body tends to deplete your muscles of glycogen, which gives your muscles that fuller look. So when you start to eat more calories eating at maintenance, your muscles will fill up more with more water and glycogen, but that does not mean it's fat gain. So do keep that in mind. But as long as your weight stabilizes out over the next week or two, maybe 3, you're good. So from there, after your body's adjusted to the maintenance calories for about 10 to 14 days, you want to increase your calories by 30 to 200 calories every 10 to 14 days, or until your weight has consistently stabilized for the week. Again, and this is tracking your weekly averages, not your day-to-day fluctuations, which is normal for everybody. So when I say 30 to 200 calories, that again is going to depend on how much fat you're willing to gain or not gain. It's going to depend on how severely you were dieting, how long you were dieting. For example, like, if your metabolism wasn't slowed down super bad, you probably could go in the higher range of about like 200 calories every 10 to 14 days. If you've been dieting for years on end, you probably want to go on the lower end of adding calories, because your body's just super, super sensitive. But this is, again, going to depend on your preference in terms of how much fat you're willing to gain, or if you don't want to gain any, and then how quickly you're wanting to just feel better overall, like all those symptoms that we talked about. And so you want to keep increasing until your symptoms stabilize. So that's symptoms like extreme cravings, moodiness, fatigue, poor sleep, digestion, stress levels, all of those things. As soon as those improve, like you're probably, and you maintain that feeling for a while in your reverse diet, then I wouldn't start a diet again until after a while of feeling better in all of those areas. Cool. Does anybody have any questions on that? Cool. Jacob says no. Awesome. Claiborne, what did you think? Wait, is he on still? Yeah, there he is. Cool.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, makes sense. I occasionally have the cold feet still, but yeah, most of that cleared up after I went through the reverse diet.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. All right, so if nobody has any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I don't see any on Facebook. But yeah, if you guys want to apply for the scholarship, just comment on this video. I'll be announcing the winner of the full free 100% coaching next Monday. And I will be creating a guide on this tomorrow. So if you want the guide, just comment on the post that I make tomorrow about wanting that guide. So yeah, thanks guys for joining.
Awesome. Thanks.
Bye guys. See y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Thanks.